Hello there, welcome to the Perfume Experience. Welcome back to a fragrance review. We're going to talk about another popular Ahmed Al Maghribi fragrance today. And among the newer fragrances or among the ones that have been released by Ahmed Al Maghribi, this is quite popular for its performance and I've been requested to get this particular fragrance by quite a few people and they wanted me to review this. So here is the review for Ignite Oud from the house of Ahmed Al Maghribi. It's a very nice fragrance. It's probably one of the most expensive fragrances that they have when you think about the volume to price kind of a ratio, but we'll talk about why that is so and what makes this particular fragrance so very popular among people who have used it and all about it in this particular video. You're watching the Perfume Experience. My name is Rodney. Let's get going right after this. Alright, welcome back to this particular video and like I said, we are going to talk to you about Ignite Oud from the house of Ahmed Al Maghribi. Now this is a 60 ml volume presentation. Basically this is a 60 ml fragrance. Comes in fantastic packaging, I would say. Like, it's one of the best that I've seen in a long time. So first of all, you do have a very basic sleeve that is there. So we'll get right into this particular fragrance. So you have a sleeve which is basically a plastic box that you kind of get, which is just this, and it's got this information about Ignite Oud, and at the back also it talks about all the perfumes, Ahmed Al Maghribi and manufacturing from UAE and all of that. So just that information, so we'll keep that aside. What you really are impressed with a quality of a box. So you kind of get this type of a box which is like top-notch quality of box. It feels very heavy and it's a lot of wood, I feel. That's what is made into this particular fragrance. Now you would see there is this grain here, and you will see that if you touch your hand across, you do get a kind of a texture. So that's something that they have done very nicely. So that's very good, a feeling of the box, and it's heavy, like I said, so it kind of feels nice. So it opens up this way. You kind of pull it out, and there is this velvet gray color material inside, light greenish gray color material, which is also very nice. So there's a lot of attention to detail, you can say, and the entire fragrance kind of sits like this. It's very snug fit, so you don't have to worry about dropping it as such. The box is like this, so we'll keep these two things aside. When you remove the box out, you literally realize that the fragrance is very small. It's this beautiful bottle green color bottle with a golden thing about Ahmed Al Maghribi, and there's something written here as well which talks about the same. And of course at the bottom you do have a sticker that talks about the concentration, and that is one other key element of this particular fragrance, because this is a 45% concentration fragrance. So you do know that most of Ahmed Al Maghribi fragrances are pretty high in concentration. This is definitely one of them. So this is almost like saying 60 ml of fragrance, almost 25 ml of fragrance oil. So you kind of can anticipate that how this particular fragrance is going to be. It's going to be loud and plus above, it's going to last long, all of those things, right? It does give you that thing. Now we can do a couple of sprays. The sprayer is pretty good, so I will do a quick spray. Okay, it sprays very well, and another good thing about this kind of a fragrance is that you don't need a lot of sprays. So the price to volume ratio also will kind of play out in this, so we'll talk about that, right? So Ignite Oud. So Ignite basically means like lighting up, fury, oud and all of that. But what do you get? You get a fragrance, a scent profile which is very unique. Now, mostly you will notice that all of Ahmed Al Maghribi fragrances do have leather. Okay, that is one of the most prominent notes that they use. They also use a lot of oud. Okay, so these are two things that is very popular with Ahmed Al Maghribi, and most of their fragrances have this similar line of note profile, right? Now, even in this case, that's simply the same case. The fragrance actually opens up with geranium and leather. That's the top notes of this particular fragrance. Now, surprisingly, the box doesn't talk about the notes, but this official vial, which I've had for a very long time, for more than 6-7 months, this actually has got the notes of the fragrance. Okay, so surprisingly, this is a 2 ml vial that you can kind of buy. Sometimes it's available, so it does talk about that, right? So you have leather and geranium, which is the top note of this particular fragrance. So what you get is not that type of an animalic leather. You get a very smooth, velvety, very well made type of a leather note. Now because it's mixed with geranium, you do have a slight hint of spicy type of a background to it, but it's a floral element that you get. So it's very unique in the combination to say a floral element and leather coming together on the top note, right? That's the first part that you get. And the second in the heart note is where you have patchouli and cedar wood. So there is a woody element to it. Now the patchouli is not very prominent, I would say. It's, you kind of don't get that hint of earthy, dry kind of patchouli. You do get hints of green element on this particular fragrance. So you're moving from floral leather, then you have woody elements, and then you have a bit of that green vibe that you kind of get in a good type of a green fragrance, right? Then it moves to the dry down, where you actually have amber, you also have sandalwood, and you also have a bit of moss and musk. So there are two green elements again. So there is the moss element, which will give you that green herbaceous vibe types too, and of course musk being very nice, amber and sandalwood. So from a woody point of view, you do have sandalwood, you do have cedar wood as well. Now this particular fragrance actually does not talk about oud at all on the notes as such, but you do get hints of mild oud that's kind of very well blended with the woody nature of sandalwood and the cedar wood, right? Now having said these are the notes of this particular fragrance, what you kind of get is a slightly sweet opening because of that floral element and of course cedar wood as well. And then what happens basically is the leather note, which is very well blended with this floral note, works very well, and then it kind of transitions into more of a woody kind of a fragrance. And then of course you do have that ambery element and a little bit of that musky element that you kind of get throughout, right? So that's why I said that most of the Ahmed Al Maghribi fragrances do contain leather and oud, and this is kind of done very well. Now, when you wear this particular fragrance, for the first few minutes to an hour to 2 hours or so, you are very well, made aware of the floral leathery note that's there on the particular fragrance, and that continues to be there for a long time. But after the 2 or 3 hour mark, then the top notes of those floral vibes, the mossy vibes kind of move away, and you kind of start getting more powdery, more woody, sandalwood, cedar wood kind of a fragrance note that continues to be there for a long time. Okay, it works very well, and they have done a very nice job. Now people also on the internet talk about saying this particular fragrance has got akigaya wood, and this is supposed to be an alternate of a very popular fragrance and all of that. You definitely don't have akigaya wood on this. You do get a very good sense of a floral leathery vibe, which is made very well, along with a good amount of woody vibe and some ambery element. Overall, the fragrance smells very nice because of a slight amount of that green hue which is there on this particular fragrance all throughout, because of geranium, because of patchouli, and of course the mossy thing, which is very nice on this particular fragrance, right? Now, what surprises you is the number of sprays that you have to wear with this. You can just do about 6, 7 or 8 sprays maximum, and it will be loud enough for you to make people know that beyond 4 feet also that you are wearing something very nice, you're wearing something very classy, and something that smells very good. Now for a lot of time it will make you think that it's going softer, you're not able to smell the fragrance. It will make you realize that, but don't go or don't get fooled by it. It will actually be on your skin for close to 7-8 hours easily. It will not go away soft as such. Even when you sniff your hand after about 6-7 hours or 7 hours and beyond, you will still be able to smell the particular fragrance very well. Now one thing to note about this is the way this particular fragrance smells on your skin and on your apparel is slightly different. Okay, now on your skin it feels a lot more complex, it feels a lot more sweeter as well, but on your apparel it feels a lot more leathery, lot more woody. Okay, now the sweet nuances are slightly varying. Probably that could be because of the skin chemistry and the apparel chemistry that is kind of causing this. Now the surprising thing is on your clothes, this particular fragrance goes beyond 24 hours. It will actually be there for 2 days, 3 days as well. You can kind of pick up the clothes anytime and smell, and you will immediately know that you've worn this particular fragrance. So that is something phenomenal, because you do get a fantabulous performance on clothes for a long time. On a skin, like I said, you get about 7 to 8 hours. projects for at least 1 to 2 hours easily, 2 hours and above easily, and then the top notes go off, and then you kind of get a very nice sandalwood woody vibe. Now this is not the type of sandalwood that you will experience in blue oud, where the blue oud that is there, that's got a very more creamy kind of a sandalwood. Here it's more a dry woody type of a sandalwood, so that is something that you will have to observe. Okay, so it's, and the leather also which is there is slightly different. Here the leather is also very different. Okay, so that is very nice about it. Now people also say this thing that it actually tries to clone one of the Maison Crevelli fragrances, Oud Maracuja, and actually it isn't, because Oud Maracuja has actually got a lot more fruitier elements. It's a lot more sweeter. There's a lot of fruity elements and a lot of oud. Now in this case there is no fruity element. You do get tartness that's coming from geranium. You do get a little bit of a floral vibe, but aside to that, nothing at all. So it's not a clone of anything as such, but it's a fragrance that they've done really well. It will always be in one of the top 5 of fragrances from the house of Ahmed Al Maghribi. Now I will also review the bin shake as well, and then we will do a top 12 or something like that of Ahmed Al Maghribi fragrances to list, right? So it is definitely one of the good contenders to be one of the nicest fragrance that you will experience, a fragrance that you can kind of wear for celebrations, you can wear for some bossy type of meetings, where you want a party fragrance. It can suit all of those things. It is very versatile in terms of weather too. I would say that you can wear this easily for summer evenings and winters, of course, and all throughout the year. So very long lasting fragrance and very beautifully appealing fragrance. Now what is the price? Now online you will see the price varying up to 3,300, 3,500 rupees as well, and this is only a 60 ml bottle. Now you can kind of get this from us for about 2,600 rupees roughly. So that's the price that we are able to offer this to you, and this is a 60 ml, so we will be able to offer you at least 3 decant options, 3 slots maybe for somebody who wants to try this particular fragrance. You can definitely try. So it's an expensive fragrance, but then the quality of ingredients, the quality of lasting, the whole presentation aspect, everything is fantastic for this particular fragrance. It is really worth getting this one called as Ignite Oud, right? So one of the best releases from the house of Ahmed Al Maghribi, hands down. So definitely good performance, loud beast mode kind of a fragrance. This is especially good for people who like loud fragrances, and if you're somebody who likes soft fragrances, then stay away from this. This is definitely loud and beast mode kind of a fragrance category. So yes, you can definitely consider getting Ignite Oud from the house of Ahmed Al Maghribi. And if you like this video, hit the like button, subscribe and share, and I will see you on another video. Till then, take care. Bye now.